Welcome back to part 2 of our Q&A. We decided to make it in 2 parts because the questions were just too many for me to cover in one video. And I hope you guys did enjoy part 1 of our Q&A. And welcome back to our returning soldiers. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for coming back. And if you are new here, welcome. We hope you will enjoy our family and we hope you will subscribe before you leave after watching this video. Let us get it started, guys.
Is anybody these days? Oh, I've been a liar. Pointed a finger when I started the fire. And I've never been one to pray. I hope for someone like you. After the hurt and the heartbreak, you made me believe in something.
The first question is, how do you feel about wives who get married and are expected to stop going to school or working by their husbands and in-laws? Okay, with that one, I feel very strongly when it comes to that, because I feel as individuals, before we meet anyone, be it our partners, be it our friends, be it anyone. So before all of that, our parents who brought us into this world, they had a vision about our lives. They had dreams. They had so much plans for our lives. So for us to just leave all those plans, all those dreams unfulfilled because we get into situations like marriage and then we forget about everything, I don't feel it's correct. Honestly, I don't understand how it happens, but it does happen. And it is also because of the partner that I currently have. We do not see any reason for any of us, for both of us, to change our plans, to change our careers, to change anything that we had dreamt of before we met. Because what we do, we ensure that we work together towards our dreams, to ensure Omniwit realizes his or her dream. So it is in that essence that Umdu is supposed to be the better version of herself even after marriage, and that does not mean change, be less of a human being, be meaningless, be useless just because you took a decision to get married. I don't think that is correct, but some people have their own reasons, and if that makes sense to you or your life, then by all means you will continue, because it is something that you have thought about and you've given too much attention to know and realize what you're currently doing or what you're about to do. But for me personally, since this question is referred to me, I will answer it on my personal level. I would never leave school because of marriage. I would never leave a job because of marriage. Instead, I will make sure that my husband supports me and understands my goals, and I know for sure he will be there to ensure that I realize all those dreams and get to achieve all those goals. That's what we're all about. We're a team. Teamwork is all about injecting energy. So that is how we work. Create a partnership. And I don't like it when people say this thing in a very sad way, as if it was not part of their choices. They did not support the decision, but they had to take it anyway. For me, I have been given that liberty to do what I want to do, be it business, be it school, be it work, be it anything. As long as it has to do with my career, I am all about it, and my house is all about grooming each other in that space, because he understands what kind of a person I was before I met him. So that should not change. It has not changed, and it is never going to change, because for me, I always think about the future. What if this marriage does not work out, and what if your partner gets to leave you, pass away, or anything like that, and you are left alone, and maybe you are not even left with anything. It happens. So are you going to start thinking about your future when the partner is no longer around, or when your marriage collapses? So think ahead and always think about your kids before you take any decision. And Kim Nage, I am that wife. I just want to do things that I wanted to do. I still want to realize dreams that my parents had for me and the dreams that I had for myself. How do you keep a spark on your marriage or in your marriage? Okay, I keep the spark by ensuring that I remind him of Uzi, not Ubwange that he now knows. I always remind him what made him take a decision of approaching me. Yes, I used to look very sexy. I used to look very hip and happening. I used to do the most. So I try to do the most every day. It is not possible. We are mothers. We are homemakers. We are everything. We are building our careers. We are building our businesses. So we don't have time to be hip and happening every day. But when I get a chance, I ensure that I go all out, and I ensure that he is reminded, and it is not easy to forget. And another thing that I understand about our relationship or our partnership is the fact that we are very funny human beings. As individuals, we are funny in different ways, but we always make a joke about utada. Tada. So I understand that we have both enjoyed such moments where we could always be around the house, just the two of us, doing whatever we feel like doing, anytime, anywhere, however. But our current lives have changed the dynamic of our relationship as young people. So now it is very, very different, because now you have to ensure that everything is done at a particular time, in a certain way. You cannot do certain things the same way you used to do them, and we always laugh about that. Yeah, that's how it is. Literally, that's how it is. Things changed for the best, and not for the best, because now you are very vigilant and you are so cautious about everything that you do, and you always have to work with the time. Everything must be done on time. Everything must be done very, very quick, and such things. We ensure that we find time so that we don't have to always be on the guard for umdwana and all of that. So yeah, space is no longer the same. So I create space. We create space, and we try to give that space a way to bring back the spark, and being able to go with lingerie for your partner is very exciting. And I think that is one key that we live by in this house. And yeah, man, that's there. The next question is why did you stop selling your online clothes? You used to have stunning or unique clothes. Would you consider selling again? Yes, I used to have an online store which was doing very well. And I was very happy with the results. I was at a point where I was now being recognized, especially at the Gauteng side. I was normally known to sell for Cape Town clients, since I had been that side for most of my life. But when I got this side, because of the salon that I use, which is close by where I stay, I used to meet up with most of the influencers from the salon, and I ended up working with Zimbabwe, who was one of the people that was really, really helping my store to grow. It was Sitelo Shozi as well. It was Usi Novuyo Mondliwa. Honestly, my business was in a very good space, and my stuff was unique. But lockdown hit. When lockdown hit, I had a major order that I was supposed to make, but I had to cancel it due to the lockdown restrictions that were currently in place around the time of 2020, beginning of 2020. Yes, that was the time. So I had to cancel everything, and at the time I was also pregnant, and it was my first trimester. Things were really throwing me off. I was no longer in the mood. I could not take anything. And you understand how it works when you work with people. You will have to deal with people who will be complaining, people who are unhappy about this and that, orders that are delayed due to courier companies. So working with external people, third parties, was just making things hard for me, and I was just not in a good space to deal with all of that. So I decided to stop and see how things go after I give birth. And I evaluated my situation after giving birth. I was going through the most due to my postpartum, and I was like, I don't think I am ready even after the baby. So I ended up just closing everything. I decided to stop, and one of the main reasons why I stopped was not because of my pregnancy and lockdown. It was also the fact that I was never happy or 100% happy reselling clothes that were not mine. My plan was always to make clothes from scratch, my own clothes that I have made myself. With the reselling of clothes, I was always in a very awkward position with the quality of some items that I would be selling, because I would be ordering this and then a certain quality arrives, and then that would make things rather weird for me. I decided to stop under those reasons. So if you're asking me, would I consider going back? For now, I don't know. I don't know if I would go back. Things may change in 3 years and 5 years, but for now, I'm not selling. Childbirth trauma or anything related to pregnancy. I think I can say this in one sentence. I was really traumatized. I was really traumatized about my childbirth, and I have a video that is coming where I will be focusing on my pregnancy and childbirth. So for now, what is a perfect marriage to you? Okay, what is a perfect marriage to me? A perfect marriage to me, I am not sure if it exists, but a perfect marriage for me is a union between two people who are striving to be perfect, to be comfortable, who are striving to be perfect, who are striving to be comfortable, who are striving for a healthy environment, who are striving for a supportive, a loving, and a growing environment, where as two people you are evolving, but at the same time you have an understanding that the evolution around you guys does not mean that if any of you ends up changing or seeing things differently, you may split. The evolution should bring you guys even closer together, because now you have a different understanding about life, and you have a stronger opinion on life, and you have a closer look on the outside of things. So I really think if people have that understanding, and if people have that level of respect for one another, and if you support each other's dreams, and if you protect each other, that is the best, if not the perfect atmosphere that umchado needs to have. I feel like most people suffer in marriages in terms of not being protected, be it by their partners or their family or their in-laws. People need to be protected. So if you have that level of protection around you, and if your partner protects you to a certain degree where no one can enter umzi wenu or umshado wenu, you guys are happy. you guys are sorted, you guys are solid. So I think one needs to have that you have that platform emshadweni where you know omnye nomnye knows where they stand with each other. Umshado or open, it cannot be everything that I will be mentioning today, but anything that brings positivity, that brings support, that also brings building each other, that also brings inclusivity. Like, you need to be able to include each other in children. You need to communicate about anything and everything. So I think that's how it is. And umshado where you allow each other to be yourselves, where you allow yourselves to be sad and be vulnerable, to be happy and too excited, and to be talkative and be silent, and be able to pray for one another. I think it's really important for maintaining umshado that is closer to being perfect. As I said, I do not know umshado or perfect if it exists, but kutwa ikhona. And I feel like umshado needs to be something where I am allowed to grow and I am allowed to be myself. I am allowed to live. I am not limited. I am not abiding to anyone's rules. I'm not abiding to anyone's expectations. I am not living by the book. I am not led by any experiences from other people. I am living my truth. I am living my life, and I am making my own mistakes. I am learning from them, and also having to make those mistakes and learn from it and grow from it as an individual and as ilandoka partners. It also makes your partnership even better to see, to look at, because you guys are growing and you guys are creating exciting moves for each other or around each other. And the next question is, how do you navigate life having lost parents at a young age? How do you navigate life having lost parents at a young age? Honestly, I do not know how I navigate life without my parents, especially my mother. I do not know how I do it. All I know is I am floating. I'm just floating. I'm just all over the place, trying my best not to disappoint her and not to feel like I need pity from anyone. I always use that line. I don't need people to pity me because I do not have parents. I no longer have parents. So I'm floating. I honestly do not know how to answer this. But I do know this: motherhood has helped me quite a lot in discovering myself once again. Motherhood has also helped me to understand life more, and it has helped me to warm up. My heart was like a stone. It was not easy for me to warm up and love and accept people and rely on people or trust people. There will be times where I should be happy, I should be excited about something. Maybe I have received good news. It has not been easy for me to share, because the only person that was always waiting for me to share things with her was my mother. And I will be honest, I do not have a prayer partner at this stage, because I think I trusted my mother's prayers so much, and I think she was the only person that gave me that reason to call her when things are not going okay, and she would tell me that I'm going to pray, or I just finished praying. She would text me even if it's at around 4 a.m. I was just praying for you. So having that trust on someone and losing that person, and then you wonder, where will you put that trust ever again? So it has been tough for me. I've not been able to put my trust on anyone. I've just been living. I've had my people. I've had people around me, yes, good people. I have my partner. I share everything with him, but there are things that he is already present when they're happening. So there is no need for me to share anything with him because he's already around when it's happening. So I have tried to live all of the things that I would have loved to live through with my mother. I have been living my life, no sister, my older sister. So I have tried to live life with my siblings. I have tried to rely more on my bigger sister, and yeah, I think having them has assisted me so much, and being able to have an older sister that can give you so much love, support, and care. Akufundise how to be a mother, because that is what has happened to me. My older sister has taught me how to be a mother. She mothered me, she mothered my baby, and she gave me all of those teachings, all that wisdom of how to take care of umntwana wam at a very young age. And having her has been so amazing. It has been so amazing that I try by all means not to burden her with certain things. She is also facing her own things. Ebomin back on her own. She has her own small family, and life has not been fair for all of us, especially her. So I always think about offloading most things go here, but I always feel so sorry for myself, that why would I give her so much to do? Why would I put on such a load on her shoulders? I don't think she deserves all of that, but she's always welcoming. She is always open to listen to me. She's always open to getting back to check up on me. It's been amazing. That is how I navigate my life with losing parents. I've become a mother myself, to my kids, to my nieces, to my nephews, and I have been blessed with an amazing partner, with an amazing sister, and with amazing family members. And mostly, umshado wam has given me a mother. Yes, she might not have replaced my mother, not even close to replacing her, but she has played her part, and I appreciate that part of my life. I think things are getting much easier now, and I think Bubu has taught me how to open up and how to live again, and not to be so angry, because I have been so angry. Trust me, I have been so angry. And not only because my parents were taken away from us, but the fact that my father left us the way things were, which were very bad, very, very bad. Udada hid us from his family for all the years that we were born. He chose not to introduce us to the family because he was scared of the wife. But that has not been a problem for me, because I have forced myself into that man's life. I have called that man when he did not want me to call him. I have taken him back, accepted him for who he was, because I was desperate for a father. I was so desperate that my mother would always cry with me and be like, I have told you time and time again not to worry yourself about him. You guys have me. So never ever feel like you need another parent besides me, because you will never get that parent. I never understood what she said. I always thought she was just being bitter. But that woman always tried to take care of my heart, not to be hurt by my dad all over again. But I was hurt by my father so many times. I would call him just to say thank you for a time that he had bought me, maybe whilst I was still attending lectures. Maybe I would be in a lecture and then he would text me or send me something or send me money. And I would be so excited to call him. And when I call him, he does not know me. He has my numbers. Maybe he did not save them because he was going to get in trouble because so I do not know. I still do not have answers to what was going on, but I do have an idea of what was going on. So I think that situation only haunted me after their passing. That why was I so desperate for his approval, for his recognition, for his love and all of that? I still do not know, but I am living my life the way I feel it should be lived. So yeah, that is how I am navigating my life without parents. And also having no parents at a stage when I was transitioning from being a woman to being a wife, I really needed my mother. No one can tell me otherwise. I needed my mother. I know that for sure. I needed my mother, but she was not there. I could not cry for anyone. I could not say anything. I could not complain. I could not say, no, let us stop and wait for her to come back. No, things had to go on. She was not there. I felt so lonely after my engagement because I wanted to share the news with her. I wanted her to be the first one to see my engagement video. I wanted her to be the first one to receive the news that my visitors were coming. I wanted to plan everything with her, but she was not there. I am now planning my wedding. I'm hoping that she is around, but she is not. So yeah, I feel numb most times. I feel lost because she always found me. She always found a reason, like she always found a way to find me, to make sense of so many things that I could not make sense of. It's a long time for me to still yearn for her presence, but it's really not easy. It's really not easy. The next question is, how are you keeping up with your toddler? We are having so much fun. Oh my God. She has changed everything. She has changed everything. I don't know how our lives could have been without this bright, busy. Oh my God, she is so bright. She is so excited all the time. She is so happy. She is a happy child. Dancing from morning till midnight is no joke. Mama take picture of Boo. Mama take a video of Boo. Mama post this video on TikTok. Mama, I wanna do this challenge on TikTok. All of that. Another parent would feel like that is too much work, but for me, it is healing. I have healed through these moments with her. Like, I find so much joy when I'm with her. Like, she is the funniest thing I could ever ask for. She is so much fun. She is so funny. Oh my God, the things that she says. She will be staring at her dad. Oh my God. It's really so much fun. She is busy. Yeah, sometimes I feel like we could have more help, because there will be times when we're both busy, we're tied up, or we are both tired. But she will be there. She will ensure that she is present. Doesn't matter how tired you guys are. Does not matter how you guys need a nap. She is all over you. So it's been great. It's been a great 3 years. It's been amazing. We discovered so much about us, so much about our partnership, about our love. And I think I always say thank you to how God planned everything for us. But otherwise, it's Ticky. Like, she's very bossy. She will tell you how to stop it, mama, stop it. She will tell you where to get off. And this thing of Vindoni, yeah, man, like, she's very exciting. That's the best part about my life. And this question, I think this one is the same as that one. How are you balancing being a mommy and a wife and a makoti? I think I've answered that one. Anything to share on sibling love or having hubby or a sibling on your channel? I think this one also is also similar to a question that I touched on. Anything to share on sibling love? Oh my god, I think really we need to have this one. I am going to plan a sit down video with my siblings. It does not matter which one is available, any of the three, if not the three of us. So I will definitely make this one happen, guys, I promise. And with Javi as well, I'm not sure if he will be keen on being on camera. This one says struggles of being a makoti, a wonderful, and one okutele. I think okutele means hands-on or umdo busy, like umdo or domesticated. I think that is what that means. Struggles of being a makoti and a wonderful one. I'm not sure how to answer this. Struggles of being a makoti and a wonderful one. That, I think that is an expectation that you must be hands-on, kutala, you must be busy and all of those things. And it should be very difficult if you are not, because I know for a fact that ankutelanga, I just move fast. That's the only difference with me. I move fast and I know umsebenzi. I know what to do, because in Kolele is Lalin. So the things that we do when we are makotis at our in-laws, I know all those things because I've done them whilst I was growing up. So it's nothing new for me. So I just flow and I ask a lot. My sister wives know that. Uzi will be asking, Bonge will be asking, Sisi, should I do this? Sisi, when can I prepare this? Sisi. So I will be asking around, when are we serving tea? When is this person coming? Should I do this today? Will this be done today? Will it be done like this? I ask all the time because I am not sure what might be right or wrong. That is not my house, so I have to ask. If I'm not asking my sister wives, I'll be asking my mother-in-law. And sometimes I always ask my husband. I bother him a lot about things that I'm supposed to be doing, because I feel like he won't have to judge me or say, like, give me a response in a bad way. He understands me a lot. So yeah, ukutala, like, honestly, I don't think I relate kumdo kutele. I don't relate to people who are domesticated. I am not that much domesticated. I just know certain things. Like, for instance, I do not know how to make fire outside. My husband always does it for me. We are in Pembela, then I start cooking whatever I'm about to cook. So that expectation of being able to do all those things, it is dead to me because I can't do everything. But I'm there, I'm present, guys. This is spring chicken that is always laughing. That is always making jokes. Anyway, I don't know if I'm answering this question like the way it was supposed to be answered. And I don't have to be a wonderful wife, a wonderful makoti to anyone except for my husband. And I think whatever they see through my husband's eyes is exactly what they are supposed to be seeing anyway. So if I'm great to my husband and I am making him happy the way he's making me happy, we make each other happy, that is how they need to see me, as a wonderful wife. And anything else, it will come just as a bonus, and it will come out of my own heart, and it will also come easy because of the relationship I have with them. So in terms of being a wonderful makoti that does this for people, that does this for my in-laws, it should not even be an expectation. It should be something that happens because I feel like doing it. So yeah, managing in-laws expectations, I think the way I answered that one is more or less the same as this one. Some expectations will exceed your capabilities, so I try to do everything that is within my hands, these two hands. So I do everything that is within these two hands, and if I cannot do it, there is no other way I can do it, because that is within my abilities and with my time as well. If I cannot do something outside my time, then it is not going to happen. So that expectation can just fall off because I cannot do it. So I always follow what I am able to do. I do have certain things that I can sacrifice on, but even with that, it will depend on how I feel and how me and my husband feel about certain things. And our discussions are always open, and we always know what to expect and what people are expecting of us. So we always talk about things prior to us looking at their side as the in-laws. So also the expectation of being married and remaining at your in-laws after getting married, I feel like sometimes it is insane, but if your understanding with your husband meets that expectation, then it's okay. But unfortunately with us, that expectation had to fall off because we never planned on me remaining behind. Yes, we have our home, we have built our home that side, but that does not mean I need to stay there. So it is an expectation from people that I remain behind. That is not what we had in mind. That is not how we viewed our marriage after getting married, that once we marry, you go and stay in Eastern Cape. No. And it is not going to happen anytime in our lives. And also the expectation of taking, sometimes you're expected to take on certain responsibilities. Even with that, it depends on what the two of us discuss when we are alone. I always take my communication with him so close to my heart that it makes things so much easier for me when I have to deal with any external issues around us. So my communication with him has to always balance our lives. It always has to balance our mindset. We are very open-minded people as a couple. We are modern. We're a modern couple, and I am going to touch on this on my coming video. So yeah, we always go with what we believe in. We always go with what we believe in and what we hold dear to our hearts. So yeah, respecting people does not mean you have to do everything that they want you to do or expect you to do. You can still respect people and still live your life according to how you feel is right for you. I hope I make sense. Some people go through situations where you're expected to take over the kids when you join the family. And I'm not saying that is a problem. I'm just mentioning it for the sake of this video. Sometimes you are not able to fulfill such things, and maybe you are not ready. I think that requires readiness from a person, because now you will be taking ubombomdwana into your care, and now you are expected to open your heart and give out enough love for that child or for those kids. So that expectation of doing it seamlessly as if it is natural, it's not natural. But if it has to be that way, and if you and your husband agree on that. It has to be something that you think about and you talk about, and you are given time to prepare yourself. And if you are not ready or you will never be prepared for it, then you have to be open and explain how you feel, so that you don't get into that you do not accept an expectation that you cannot fulfill, because you may end up giving out hatred, anger, ebantwini abarongo, directing the energy that is wrong towards the kids. So those are the things that I also feel sometimes it can be an expectation, but you can fall short because of the kind of person that you are or the kind of situation you are in. You are unable to give out love that you're expected to give out. So yeah, there are those things and so many that I cannot get into in this video. But I always try to fulfill the expectations that meet my hands and that meets my time. So if I can do it, I try by all means. But if I cannot, then I cannot do it. I am very direct about what is expected of me. The next question is, how long did you wear your Ticky outfits? I wore my Ticky outfits, okay, for the first 2 days, which was the actual Ticky ceremony. Over the weekend I wore them, and then came a Sunday when my husband was supposed to return back to Gauteng just after our ceremony, and then him and I had an understanding that I may be expected to remain behind just for a few days, if not weeks, so that I can get to know what is what and get to know Umama, for instance, and stay with her just for a few days. And I was also expecting that there will be a need for that part of okukhutshwa, which means my family has to bring more clothes for me, a blanket, a new duck, and a new stuff like scarves and all of that. With that, umama was hlalisa phansi, like she had a meeting with us in the morning. That was Sunday morning when my husband was supposed to be traveling. Mama Wati, why are you leaving your wife behind? Because I don't see the need. I am staying with my husband. Why aren't you staying with your wife after this? So she explained that there is no need for me to remain behind, and there is no need for me to continue wearing the clothes when we leave. So she told me I can leave my stuff here, and then when we come back in December, which was a couple of months from that time, so she suggested that we leave everything and then we come back in December, and then that is when everything else will be completed, which is the part where my family comes to khulula me. At that time we didn't understand what was going to happen, so we just had that discussion, and I left all my clothes except for the outfit that I had on that Sunday morning. And because I was enjoying myself in the clothes, I did not take them off throughout our trip, and then we got the side, and that was the last time I wore them. And then I got back in December and I continued wearing them until my family came a few days later to bring me more clothes, and that is when I took off the kyali, the black duke, and everything. So yeah, it was like that for me. I think it also goes with the family and with the area that you're from. Some people wear it for longer, some people wear it for months, some people wear it for weeks, some people wear it like for different reasons and different time frames. In my case, I was traveling back to Gauteng, and Omama said I can take them off. There was no need. I'm saying this, it depends on families, it depends on how your in-laws have guided you in that regard. So that is how long mine lasted. The next question is, bangaphi omakoti emzini wakho, ungowesingaphi wena? In my case, okay, let me translate this, meaning how many wives are you at your in-laws? And I think this is based on my husband's home. So we are 3. I am the last one, and he's the youngest from the brothers that come before him. So it's an older brother, second older brother, and then him. So we are 3. I'm the youngest one, but with age I am the second one in terms of age. But in terms of marriage, the time I got married, I married last. And then there is a second house. So the first house is the one where we are 3. Then the second house of the family, we are 6, and with that house, I am still the youngest in terms of marriage, and then in terms of age, I think I'm the third one, and then the 3 are younger than me, and then third house, which is the biggest house, which is Amangnoche Akle area, like our area where we come from, we're about 15, and I may be wrong in terms of the number. The next question is, okay, this is not a question. It says, I can't wait for uduli lwakho. Ndifuna ukopa some few things kulo. Okay, let me translate this. I cannot wait for your traditional wedding. I would like to get a few pointers from yours, meaning I would like to take a few things from how you do your own traditional wedding and use it on mine, on my own traditional wedding. So I guess this person will also be getting married. I hope so. Congratulations if you are getting married, Sissy. And Sana, I am also excited. I'm excited just like you are. I'm so excited for you. If not for the Zechi gang, you. Sebukho iZechi gang ngoku. Yo, hi India Pub. Now, let me get on with the question and get on with our Q&A. Please forget what I just said. Ningandikike comments, guys. Dipapile, I know. So the lady can't wait for my traditional wedding. I also can't wait. And the next question is, how do you navigate around the negativity around marriage, especially on social media? Oh, Sana. Umchado unelishwa, that I can say. Let me highlight that part. Umchado is so dead with society that we are living in, merely because of how it has been tainted, it has been interpreted, and how it has been generalized. And at the same time, the people that have brought umchado to the dust with their actions, that we cannot overlook. There are people who do not respect umchado and who have not respected umchado. So we cannot say people bayabasukela. No, abasukelwa. It is how people have treated the institution yomchado ngokwabo. It has that bad vibe and bad connotation that we cannot escape. But in my case, in terms of social media and society, I have tried by all means to learn many things about society before I get to the topics around society. I have learned what society is all about. I have learned what society can do. So in this case of marriage, I understood society before I understood umchado, because I have been living my own life as a single woman for so long, and I never knew I would get into the institution, but I always hoped that one day. So getting into marriage, and then getting into marriage at a stage where umchado is dragged so much on social media, it pains a lot of people, not everyone, because not everyone is for marriage and everyone is excited about marriage. Not everyone is excited about umchado. So we can't bring umchado and project the expectation that everyone must be happy for marriage or everyone must promote marriage. If people are not for marriage, then we shall expect such conversations around social media. But I tend to run away from anything that is controversial and something that I will never win, because no one can ever win the conversations around social media. So I always read to enlighten myself, to broaden my knowledge about everything that is going on, because the things that are said are things that are happening to people, our people, the same people that we laugh with every day. So I always put myself aside, because I have made a boundary where I told myself, once I get married, I will get married for me. I will not get married for people. So if I generalize everything that is going on in society and mix myself amongst everything else, right, most of the people are being twisted by social media, and most people are shown so many vile things that are happening in marriages, and now it is a blanket scenario where we are told this is how marriage is and this is how marriage will be. So even if you come into marriage and you think you are happy, you are being treated like a queen or whatever, like you are so excited about your own journey, people will come in and give you lines like it will end in tears, all those sour things. Like, I always feel sorry for people who take in everything that is on social media. I do not suck in anything that is coming from social media. Instead, I broaden my understanding and I see, enlighten myself what is really going on out there. Not in my house, not in my life, not in my family. So I always try to protect my peace and protect those around me and protect my marriage in so many ways. So that is how I navigate social media in terms of marriage. But otherwise, I still maintain the same understanding that we cannot generalize. There are so many people with healthy marriages, people who are happy. So we cannot say umchado is like this for everyone. There are so many people who are happy, but now it's not easy to show that equal society that we're living in, because it will be like you are boasting or you are acting out because you are covering what is really going on inside your heart, because umchado is always associated with misery, abuse, poverty, and all of that. And another thing that I would like to touch on when it comes to what society has portrayed umchado as, umchado, especially traditional marriages, people who are married into traditional homes where you have to kotiza and all of that, we drag umchado as this thing of poverty, dirtiness, something that is linked with backwardness. This thing, I do not know why so many people feel it is right to assume that that is how it is. I think I need to get into this topic more on that video that I promised you guys about being married into a traditional home as a modern couple. So I will be bringing in such topics in that video. So that is also one of the things that social media has gone in hard. And I always read. As I said, I just read, I go through some things. They're not worth taking in, because you look at your situation, you measure how social media has portrayed that negativity upon what is real. So living your own truth is always what can work best for you. So I always live my truth, my reality, and anyone else's is theirs, not mine. So yeah, moving on to the next question. It says, when are you coming to Cape Town? I am not sure when I'm coming to Cape Town, but I would love to go to Cape Town any day. Even now, if Pakistan Masambin Dingapa, I would really love to visit Cape Town, because most of my friends are there, as I said, and I have not seen them ever since I relocated. So it would really mean a lot to catch up with everyone that side. And whenever that happens, I will definitely bring you guys along an uncut vlog. For that visit, it will be uncut, so that you guys get to experience my time in Cape Town after 4 years. So yeah, I don't know when I'll be coming, but I definitely want to come. Now this question says, how do you balance work, motherhood, and being a wife? In terms of balancing work, as most people may know, that I am not currently working, and I am just a student at this point. I'm currently studying, and I am also running a maternity hiring business where I hire out maternity gowns for people who would like to do photo shoots, baby showers, bridal showers, birthday photo shoots. So that is what I currently do on a daily basis. And then I am a wife. I am also a mother. So in terms of that, there is a pattern in our home or household where we do everything for each other, where we do everything that comes into one's head. So we So we share responsibilities though, so that is how it works. If I am busy with school, or I'm committed to something, or I have to be busy with the sending of gowns, or with the sorting out of invoices and all of that, my husband is always there to look after umntwana. He jumps in whenever, and most of the time he gives me so much time, so much peace to rest, to take care of myself, to finalize everything that I need to finalize, and sometimes just to be alone. So he would take umntwana, they would visit friends, go out, and give me enough time to breathe, because it is not easy to be a parent and be a student and be whatever and be whatever. So I get most of that support from him, and he gets to rest as well when I am taking over umntwana. Sometimes I go out to the swimming pool or to the park and give him some time to rest if he is done with work. So this thing of lockdown has really assisted the two of us in a way that we get to share. We get to share everything around the house, and we get to learn of the situation, of being fair upon each other, because I think we really need the time off, and we give each other that. And I juggle around all those responsibilities, and then when I put in the role of being a wife, I also get so much support where I am not always expected to do certain things, and we do not have in this household where certain things are meant to be done by someone else and not the other. So we do everything apparently. So it has always been like that, and it is how it continues to be, and it is how it keeps the peace, and it also keeps the excitement around mothering and being parents to our child. You don't have to come up with timetables where this one must take over this and that. It happens naturally, and I also think that comes with how you feel about a person, because when you think about how tired or how much load of work the other person has on his or her own shoulders, then you will understand that you can jump in whenever you can or wherever you can. So that works very well for us. And then lastly, also being a wife to my in-laws, in this case, when I have to incorporate everything that I had just mentioned, being a wife to my in-laws and being a wife to my husband, also being a mother and being a student and running a small business, that requires a lot of effort and a lot of time. So it takes up my time, and all of that needs one person, and that is me. But with a partnership where you are fully understood, and where you are understood by your in-laws as well, because they also understand my journey of being a student, and they know if I cannot attend certain events, it is not always by choice, and I am not forced to attend when I cannot. We just learned to understand that not all events will be events that we are attending, so we know when to attend and when not to. And sometimes the issue of money, we stay far for us to be traveling every now and then. Sometimes we are able, sometimes we are not. So that also comes with the understanding that you share with your in-laws and with your partner. So when you talk about things, having that understanding that some things are possible and some are not. And sometimes I will be writing exams, so I cannot leave my exams or my submissions because there's an event at my in-laws and I'm expected to be there. Yes, there can be that expectation, but if I understand that it will be a problem for me or for us, then I won't come. It's always nice to be home, yes, but I always make sure that my schedule is in the right place. And sometimes I do take off 2 days when I am there, where I focus on my studies. I also feel that I need to highlight this part. When you are a wife that is married in a traditional home where you have such events that you need to attend to, you also need to develop trust and You need to develop a relationship with your sister wives so that there comes times where you have to miss so many events during the year, and bona bapaya, they are based there, so they stay there and they have to attend each and every event, and you are not there. You need to ensure that you protect that relationship so that it does not appear as if wena uyaganya, like you're staying in the bigger city and you expect them to do all the work every time. So you need to maintain that relationship with them. Another thing is that when you are a wife that aspires to have your own home or your own house where you will be living your in-laws home, you need to be very careful when it comes to this part. When you neglect the part where you avail yourself, when you neglect that part of your life, be very careful, because in such instances you will miss out on everything and have no relationship with these people that you need to support you, in this case. Forget about your mother-in-law's house, because that home has been built for over years, so many years, and your mother-in-law has been staying there full time, attending each and every event, if not more or less every event. So now she has built that connection with abantu belali, the community, abantu be family, her in-laws and everyone else around her. So that home will forever have people attending and assisting her in her events or ceremonies. And there comes your situation. You are still building your own home. You have never had a ceremony or an event because you are building a new home. And now you also need to build that connection and relationship with the community, where you need to avail yourself so that people can see that you are a person that they can work with. Yes, people can look at this in a very different way, but it differs from person to person. But this is how I got to understand it for myself, and I think it makes me happy the way I see it. Now I make sure that if I am available and if I can make it, I make it so that they can see also say that I am also part of them. And once I decide to have an event, they are the first people to come and support me. Bazoniphathisa umthwalo of conducting umsebenzi or an event at my own home. So that is how I balance my work, motherhood, and being a wife. And mainly, with all of that being said, try and find peace around your movements. Your steps need to bring peace around the people you connect with. Bring peace. The next question is, I noticed that we are building in the area that you live in the Eastern Cape. I could do with associates. What? I am so happy for you. Congratulations, Sissy, on your house, and I hope you and your family will enjoy the new home. And I would really love to get to meet you once you're settled or you are that side. We can meet up. We can really make it something for the two of us, because you know what, now I'm feeling new in the area and most people have not moved in, and I do not have people around. I only have one lady that stays just 2 houses away from my house, but they're only moving in this December. So I've been lonely. Honestly, I've been lonely. I really love this comment. So yeah, maybe we can just take it to the DMs and see what happens. Let me move on to our last question, guys. What lessons have you learned this year? 2023. It has been a year of so much discoveries in my life. I have discovered so much about myself, and I think that is a good thing for me. So with all the craziness around the world or around our country, I think I am in a better place now, and going through what I've gone through this year, it made me realize that I can still pick up myself once again. And everything that has happened has led me to a realization that God is really there. He's still watching over me. And with the prayers where you feel like, why are you still praying? You have been praying for so many years and there has been nothing echinjayo. There has been no change. Things are just getting worse by day. So even with that, like, I honestly lost hope, and I lost the courage of praying and facing uThixo and being naked with my life and ndinikele kuye everything that was too much for me. So I feel like I now know that akasilibali and amadinga ethu onke ewafezekisa in the end. And I'm one of the people who can say I am closing this year in a better way, and I am hoping this can be transferred nakomnye umntu who wishes to end this year in a better note. So I have been waiting for yeses. I have been waiting for a shade ebomin bam where I feel like I can rest, I can breathe. That is how this life 2023 has taught me. There will be a day where now where you will have to be comfortable as well, where you will have to sleep without anxiety. I have been living with anxiety throughout this year, and I've learned that it is not built in you that you must always be anxious. You must always be in fear of the wrongs, of the no's. I was so used to that, and I even had this mentality of knowing that I know things will go this way because it is me. I had to get rid of that, and that is what I learned. That why am I bringing it in? Why am I covering and protecting this bad thing in my life as if I'm embracing it? Why am I embracing it? So I have stopped to embrace the bad, and I invited the good, and the good is currently sticking with me. And I think I will have to share some good news very soon, but for now, that is how I have learned to live my life for 2023. I have also learned that when people say stay in your own lane, go in your own pace, abakusukeli, they are really giving you good advice. I've stayed in my own lane. I am living my life in my own pace, and it is finally paying off. That has been my lesson. And thank you guys for these questions. They really meant a lot to me. Some have gotten me to think. Some have gotten me to reflect. Some have gotten me to be grateful. So honestly, I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to send all the questions that you've sent. Please do not get tired of me posting things that require your assistance, like in this case. So I will see you guys in my next videos, and I hope you enjoyed this second part of our Q&A, and I will be seeing you guys on my next video. Bye.
No, I'm not a saint. Is any better?